Next question.
Question number 3. How long have you been in the neighborhood and how have you seen it change since you started?
So much change for you.
So much change. So when I opened the store in 2013, right? So six plus years ago. Across the street was a giant parking lot. And some old houses. I mean, it was giant. The parking lot was like the size of a football field. It was huge.
I remember, I parked there. How
all
convenient.
the time. And then there was a bank.
Yeah, it was so hideous.
So it was like
It was the ugliest structure.
100-year-old buildings that they had built a shell around to combine into one, and it had settled, so it was like sort of unsafe, and there was like some of the spaces were open and some of them weren't, and it was like a weird collection of like a real estate school.
Oh.
And I don't even remember what else was in there. A bank, this old bank that was very dark and full of like this weird giant fish tank.
It was very bizarre.
It was
gosh, their parking lot was
they had
great.
This great parking lot. Yeah. And so when I was first opening, I was like, well, this side of the street wasn't very popular, right? Kitty corner across the street, great shops. Sort of straight across the street this way, there was a Starbucks and an exercise club and some things. And then O'Gara's and the neighborhood cafe were on this side of the street. And so I thought, well, there are people here, and there's abundant parking, right? Like easy peasy to get here with a stroller or a car seat. Awesome. Okay, and the spaces on the side of the street were a lot less expensive than Kitty Corner. You know, I could get twice the space for the same amount of money, or the same amount of space for half the amount of money. So. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's try it. I figured people who are looking for baby things will go specifically there. They're not like wandering the neighborhood.
No, it's a destination shop.
You're like, hey, I need this thing. I need a baby gift, or I need an outfit for pictures or whatever. Ooh, delivery for Jill.
Yay! Oh, do you need my signature? Keep talking.
Okay, so there was this parking lot that was just huge and not beautiful, but beautiful in that it was a parking lot.
Did you have anything going out also?
In the city proper, you don't get a lot of parking, right? Most of the time we just deal with street parking, and that's that. So that is no longer there. That was a huge construction project. It was a big hole in the ground for at least a year. It was like all the streets around were closed, and I really thought I was going to go out of business. When they tore down the bank, they ripped up the parking lot, they moved all the houses that were there, and they built it into this beautiful Whole Foods and an apartment building that's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But in getting there, I really thought I was going out of business because no one could get here.
It's kind
Not
of
only
great
did
now.
I lose my parking, but it was so much worse than now. The road was closed. Selby was closed altogether, and also
it's terrible.
Snelling was closed. You couldn't get here, period.
Right.
And then this was finished, and we're like, okay, phew, people can get here, and people will definitely come here because there's a grocery store, right? Whole Foods, who doesn't, Whole Foods is never empty.
Right.
Plus we have 5 stories of apartment buildings, so I thought, well, we'll definitely have those people coming over, right? Not really. We don't really have those people coming over.
Not really.
We do have regular people coming from the grocery store.
I would say.
I think that
Not the apartments, though.
No.
Not regular.
The apartments turns out to be mostly college kids, I think, which is what people said in the beginning, and then they tried to price them too high for college kids, but...
Also, they enter, correct me if I'm wrong, they enter their parking from the other side. So unless you're forward facing Selby, you're aware of your community, your neighborhood, you don't even see us.
Right, but you would think living there, you would just be aware of what's in your neighborhood. But at the same time, there are a lot of college kids who have no need for baby things, right?
Sure.
So that's that. But I do think Whole Foods has helped, and I also think
Same.
just being here for 6 years, more and more people are coming into the neighborhood. We've seen quite a few businesses turn over.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood.
Not too, fewer than you'd think, considering how difficult the last 5 years
that's true.
has been.
I suppose that's true.
I think of the 6 and a half years that you've been here, you've been under construction. 4 years?
4 of them, yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they also had to tear out, we're very close to the interstate, and they tore down the bridge and rebuilt the bridge. So then, too, you could not get here. I mean, you had to come from, like, very far on either side.
Yeah.
But we got through it. It was fine. And now we have another construction project as they tear down the old Irish bar that was on the corner and build another apartment building. Maybe those people will shop here.
They're on our side of the street.
Who knows?
Maybe it's easier when it's on the same side of the street.
I do think investment in the neighborhood is good. Just investing in growing.
Yes.
So
it's true.
And more people is never bad. So we'll see. That's what I've seen. We have seen a number of small businesses come in, right? Like we saw Broshi go in and grow.
Yeah.
And we've seen Cupcake came in and then went out.
Yep.
And now the Naughty Greek went in, and now they're growing. They've got another location.
Yep.
So, and like Up 6 was on this side, now they moved over to this side.
Karma moved in, Karma moved out.
Yeah. Selby and Snelling is, to me now, what Grand Avenue felt like 20 years ago, right? It's like unexpected small treasures.
Yeah.
Places that you don't exactly know what you're going to get, but you know that they will be unlike anywhere else.
Totally.
So that's how it's growing into more and more of that as more people invest in establishing their businesses here.
Yeah.
I also think when I first started, there was like Payday Loans place on Snelling.
Really?
And there was like that car dealership that burned down, but they never replaced it.
Oh,
so
funny.
it's just like a burned out car. So like along Snelling, there had been a bunch of businesses that were not up to the level of the neighborhood, but just sort of the nature of St. Paul, they just like let things be.
Yeah.
And with Whole Foods going in, and there's a stadium not far away, and this rapid transit bus going down Snelling, they sort of cleaned everything up, renovated buildings.
Yep.
So I think it's growing and evolving. So some people would call it gentrifying, but
yeah, I mean, I think there is partially that too, but
right, like for instance, the hair salon that was in here before you moved in said it was really unfair. They had been here for so many years, but now they can't afford their rent.
Okay. Well, that was a business that wasn't,
again,
at least from the outside looking in, it didn't seem to be a business that was growing.
Yeah, it hadn't been cleaned in many years.
It was,
and I didn't ever see anyone in here getting their hair done.
They were rarely ever open. So like that's...
So like we hear you, but also maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the space could be used for something else. And your rent is of course going to grow over the course of 20 years.
Yeah.
And your business must also grow, or you have to go for cheaper.
Right.
The nail salon next to me, that used to be next to me, that moved, they said the same.
Oh.
Right? They had been there forever, and they're like, we're not paying more in rent.
Oh, interesting.
But when Whole Foods went in, rents went up.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
It does.
It does make sense. It does seem like it was a shock maybe to some of the people that had been here a long time how much it went up, right? I wasn't aware of that because mine was just very high.
Right.
I went in after Whole Foods
we
was
don't
established.
have that, but it's still not high for typical retail places.
I don't
You're
think
not
so.
paying mall rent. You're not paying
I don't think
Grand
so.
Avenue rent.
I don't think so.
It still is very reasonable, and that is, I mean, getting ahead of myself into the next question. I think that's why so many small businesses feel comfortable starting here.
Sure.
Because you do get traffic, but you're not having to pay those really high rents that are scary to look at when you don't know what your sales will look like.
Right. That's true. Yeah. I'm proud of the little community of women-owned businesses and businesses of people of color. Yeah, which is great. I think it's a good community to support and be in. So next question, why don't I take a pause?
And we'll start again.